What's going on, arcade nerds? I'm on an arcade road trip, and one of the stops on this arcade road trip is Todd Martin's house, where I'm going to pick up one of my holy grail arcade machines. All right, Todd, show me this sucker.
Hell, let's do it.
How you doing?
Not bad. I'm glad to see you. Yeah.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. We gotta show your car.
Oh yeah.
Before we go in there, tell me about your car here.
Oh, fully restored '79 Mustang. I had this car when I was 14 years old. Dad brought it home. It was a disaster, abused. So 30 years later, and a little bit of dough and checkbook writing, got it all put back together. Show winner in Cobo Hall in Detroit. 3 years in a row, first place.
3 years in a row, huh?
Yep, brand new.
Nice.
Pretty much everything. But went all the way through it. It's taken a lot of time, but darn proud of it, and hope to hold on to it to my dying days.
I could see how that'd be emotional for you. I really wish I could have somehow kept my first car.
You know, when I jump in this car, everything else in life just disappears. It
Yeah,
has that effect. It's more than any kind of medicine or alcohol can do for you. You know, that car is, yep. It says a lot.
It looks like you have a nice, a nice. What are the words I'm looking for? A nice taste in clothing.
Well, yeah, not bad, you know, and compliments of eBay, and.
I actually seen that exact thing on
Did
eBay.
you?
I didn't want to pull the trigger because it was like $30 or something.
Well, they screwed up. They took like 2 months to send the first two, so I emailed and complained. So they sent me 2 more, so I got 4 of them for like $30 or something.
Well, if you sew all 4 of those together, it'd probably fit me.
Oh, we might. We might, yeah. So what we got here is kind of a somewhat clean, somewhat messy garage.
Oh yeah.
But this video pinball come from the late Playland Arcade in Grand Blanc, Michigan. I bought this and a few other games, rescued them. Let's see what else can I say about it. Well, we did this deal back in March.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever plugged this in? Do we know anything about this board yet?
No,
nothing.
I was too skittish.
I get you.
I was wanting to basically. Like,
so this came from a basement somewhere?
Yeah, the arcade had tons of classics in there. The guy was really difficult to deal with, parting with anything 20 years ago when I was bugging him. So things got a little more deteriorated, being down there in a bad situation. But I got everything now. I've picked up a few things from them and restored them.
Serial number 50.
Yes, low production.
Yeah.
Yep. He bought all these games brand new for the business back in the day and never parted with anything. So you're technically the third owner of it.
Well, it's definitely got some water damage in the bottom,
yes.
But I'm very confident that this will be fully restored at some point.
I would say that like the lower 8 inches, you know, of the kit is trash, but the rest of it's nice. Just dirty, and of course the silk screen, you know, the paint's popped.
Sure, yeah.
Panel. It's all complete.
Yeah.
It's really interesting the way they did the illusion of the playfield.
I know.
All the playfields up in the top.
Yes.
And the LEDs, or the bulbs, you know, shine down on to the monitor reflection on the glass there.
Yep.
It's really a neat concept.
Absolutely. I can't wait to. I need more room, man. I need room. I got no. I wish I had. Here, let me back out. I wish I had this much room. Look at that. Jeez, I got no room in my garage.
No.
But yes, this will be some sort of future video for sure.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing that thing, you know, come back to life. And I know you're made to do it.
I did pick up a brand new, new old stock control panel, so that's going to be good on there. Oh, and a good thing to note is the side plastics are not cracked.
I've seen one other one that was busted.
Yeah, they usually do get busted on these.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not familiar with this, obviously it's a pinball machine, a video pinball game. A lot of people confuse this with the very first video pinball. But actually, the very first video pinball machine was Super Flipper.
Yes, indeed.
Well, anyways, hey, show me your stuff. I want to see all your
Oh, my
arcade
gosh.
stuff and whatever.
Yeah, I do. We've got a mess here. I built a train table for a HO train. It's kind of cluttered right now. I've got tons of trains, HO, O scale, slot car sets back from the 70s and 80s.
You got a couple slot car sets, yeah.
I got close to 50.
Really?
50 sets, yeah, still in the boxes. Let's see. Behind that black plastic is a ton of monitors.
Oh, yeah?
You'll find about 8 to 10 GO8 monitors in there alone. Tons of stuff buried. I'm a hoarder.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm curious.
Mm-hmm.
You have a Road Runner. I'm just curious.
Yes, indeed.
I'm actually, I don't know. I guess I don't want to dig through there, but I'm curious on your serial number because I always kind of wondered when they switched from Roadrunner to Desert Gun. Mm-hmm. Since this is a Roadrunner, this is an earlier serial number.
Yes. No, I plan on digging that out actually while you're here. Like I said, I got some
Maybe I'll come back and we will get that serial number on camera.
606.
So this is serial number 534, and you just said that is 606.
Yeah.
And
this is original.
and the reason we know is because there it is.
Mm-hmm. That was out of the Playland cabinet arcade that I had to smack that one apart. It was so bad. And then I picked this cabinet up from a guy in Ann Arbor, Michigan, for nothing. Because originally...
he had it sitting out in the snow, you told me.
Yeah, he just drug out there 2 weeks prior. And, but inside, it's still got all the rig. It's just, someone stole the boards. But I got the boards.
Sure.
So I got all this rig. Yep, see, and there's 534 on that tag, so it corresponds with the stamping.
Yeah.
So we know for sure Playland was 606.
Yeah.
And also, as well, this glass here that says Roadrunner.
Well, let me go around.
Okay. The Roadrunner glass here did come from number 606 from the Playland game I smacked apart. So this glass and the gun was from the original Playland cab. So, 534.
It's funny because I have, every time I see a Roadrunner, I check out the serial number. Mm-hmm. And you never see any lower than, 600 and something. Mm-hmm. Which is funny, and you always see in between 5 and 6.
Okay.
I'm wondering where the hell are all the 100s and 200s and 300s and 400s?
Maybe they had some quirky way. Maybe they started at 500s.
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
Who knows?
I don't know. Sure.
But yeah, Starship 1, that's a cool one. Yep. I sold mine. I really, I keep selling things whenever I need money.
Yeah.
And I regret it. It hurts. It hurts.
Oh, yeah. But this came from the same arcade, and I had to put a new bottom on it. And I think I trimmed with the skill saw about 1 inch off the bottom was all. Put a new piece of wood in the bottom.
Yeah.
And I just haven't painted it yet, but it's a real nice clean cab. I tried getting that game 20 years ago, and he would never part with it.
Yeah, now, did you know this is the official first game to have an Easter egg in it?
I did not know.
See, there was the old story was the old first would be on the Atari 2600.
Yep.
What was the game called? Adventure. Or Venture.
Venture. Yeah.
And anyways, that for years that was always known to be the very first video game. And one of the programmers for Starship 1, he forgot the code you had to, the order of whatever joystick controls you had to do to get the Easter egg to pop up. Oh, wow. And years later, a programmer or someone took apart the code and found out the code. Really? Found out the order of, I forget. I'm talking out of my ass now. But there's something you do on the control panel, and it gives you a screen. So anyways, This is the very first game to ever have an Easter egg.
Wow. Wow, I'll be darned. Now that game is complete. I just gotta get around to getting it fired back up. I found, this is true story. As this arcade is being sold and for demolition, me and my friend Sean, Arcade Doc on YouTube. I'll give him a cheap plug here.
Absolutely, Arcade Doc 524, right?
Oh, it's just Arcade Doc. Now he changed.
Oh, he changed the name.
He's changed his name. Yes. He and I. His name is Sean. We went up there and we tried to get out as much stuff as possible. to rescue everything like good Samaritans and fellow nerds. This board for Starship 1 was laying in a mud puddle, and I stepped on the dang. I didn't see it. I heard something, and I stepped on it like right in here. Thank God there's no damage.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's a Starship 1 board because they actually stamped it on the board here, and so I brought that.
I could tell you a story that involves snowy weather and a guy getting pole position boards and putting them under his tires so he can get traction.
Oh, boy. Nice. Wow. I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, let's check out your arcade. Okay, we are going into the basement. And a whole bunch of Hot Wheels here and stuff.
Tons of stuff.
I see an Asteroids.
Oh, yeah.
Ah. Do you have a Stratovox? Do you know any significance about this specific game?
Me? No.
No? Did you know Stratovox is the very first arcade machine to have speech? Believe it or not.
Really? I thought it was Astro Blaster, but it's Stratovox, huh?
Yes, Stratovox.
Okay. I know a buddy of mine, the late Mike Luther, used to have one on location.
Hey, by any chance, did this Asteroids Deluxe have wood grain original, or is this...
It's all original.
This is original wood grain?
Yep, never been messed with.
Oh, man.
I got that from the original owner. His family bought that back in the day, and they had them in their basement forever.
I'd be very curious to know the serial number on that also.
And we can find out. That is definitely 100% original. Came from a gentleman over in the Lansing, Michigan area. But yeah, his family bought that and a couple other
That's He-Man right there, right?
Where at?
Isn't that?
Oh yeah, the Castle Grayskull. As you see, there's stuff everywhere. I see stuff and I just instantly have to buy it.
So you're working on a Gorf here.
Yep, I just got the monitor to work on. I got Tron next to it.
Yeah.
Just lots of little things.
Rally X.
Mm-hmm.
Berserk.
Yes.
I was just playing Berserk before I came here, actually.
And that works. I just got to work on the monitor a little bit. Got vertical collapse issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a big deal.
So does this have the Geo7 in it?
That is a yes, that is a Geo7 in there. Correct.
Tac Scan, a beautiful Space Fury.
Yes.
Star Trek. Oh man.
Do you have a
Tempest?
Star Trek?
Yeah.
Collection? Can't remember.
Yeah, I have every Sega Vector.
Okay, I figured I could not remember about Star Trek. I got Tempest and Le Mans.
Yeah,
Le Mans
Le
is
Mans.
a really cool game. I like the black and white monitors. They're pretty neat.
Armor Attack. Look at these vectors, man.
Yep. Frogger. And let's see. I had a few more vectors, but I kind of sold off some of the collection.
Oh, Blue Shark. You don't see that very often.
That also
That's
came
cool.
from the Playland arcade in Grand Blanc that folded.
The gameplay is very similar to Desert Gun. I swear they must have used the same code and just changed the sprites. Or something similar,
right,
you know?
Because I like the backdrop. It's got that molded plastic with a black light in it. It's got that 3D effect.
Yeah.
Yep, it's really cool.
And so you got a Dragon's Lair and a Space Ace.
Yep, they both have working disc players still in them. I got an LDV 8000 Dragon's Lair. And
here's a Battle Zone, I see.
Yep, been working on that for a friend with his boards.
Oh, yeah, you mentioned you're working on a Battle Zone. I didn't realize you had the whole damn machine down here.
Oh, yeah, well, that one's mine. But he's got one. We acquired a Missile Command here and a Battle Zone for him for $100 a piece.
Oh, man, you can't beat that.
No, but they're, they need a lot of work.
The Phoenix, Robotron. Here's, what's this, the Star Castle?
Yep, it's got
Very
a
cool.
high voltage issue.
Okay.
But it's not a big deal. Actually, I just got swapped the high voltage cages is all.
Yeah. Well, did you cap this? You can take this box apart and recap it,
Yes, I did. And actually,
Okay.
once again, kudos to my buddy Sean, Arcade Doc. He rebuilt this one for me. Put a new LM723 in it.
Yeah.
And I guess these are kind of known to be the failure part.
The voltage doubler.
Yeah.
I actually found on eBay, of course, You know, I mean, you probably won't be able to find it again.
Yeah.
But I found a good replacement for those on eBay a few years ago.
Really?
And the guy had like 100 of them or something crazy.
Well, I'd love to get that stash. That's for sure. So hopefully I can get that one back up and running here soon.
Here's a Wizard of War.
Mm-hmm. Very cool game.
Oh yeah.
Love the speech. So that SC01
Absolutely.
chip. Yeah, really cool. That and
whoa! Look at all these action figures.
yeah, I got tons of He-Man, and oh yeah, He-Man wrestling guys. Got every old original WWF wrestling figure up there. The big rubber ones there. Every one of them. Got the ring. Yeah, I'm a
Stargate, Defender.
I'm a classic toy nerd.
Oh, is this the thing you were talking about?
There is that.
This must be it. Galaxy.
Yes.
Yeah, and this looks like almost like a Universal.
That's what we thought, but there's no manufacturer markings.
Yeah.
Nothing. The schematics are still stapled in it. We can pull that out and maybe get that on film. But it's got a Toei monitor in it. And the board, I'll grab the board.
Oh, here's something I'm going to mention.
Sure.
Because you told me, and I thought it was pretty interesting. You said the ROMs on this specific bootleg were not in MAME.
Nope.
So that's kind of cool. Now, so did Sean actually dump them for you?
I think he was going to upload those. I'm not sure if he has yet or not. It takes, I think, 4 ROMs on a satellite card.
Joust. There's a Steeplechase. I want this Asteroids Deluxe just because I know it's the early version. And also, it has the anti-glare kit. You see that? I don't know if you guys notice this or not, but see how this right here, this plexi is actually bent this way, and this is like that. And from what I understand, that's an upgrade that was sold. But I've seen some, and I swear it must be original. So I don't know if some cabinets came with the anti-glare kit from the factory, or were they all the upgrade?
I would assume that they were probably from the factory. I'm not sure if they would have.
Because the word floats around on the internet, anti-glare kit. So it makes you think it's a kit, but I don't know. I don't have any evidence. Maybe a Google search could answer this question.
I don't know.
But I don't know.
Yeah. And there's the board for that Galaxy bootleg game.
Sure.
It's got a bigger heat sink on it.
Galaxian-esque. Yes.
Yeah. There's no markings.
Look at the goofy heat sink on there.
Yeah. It's a heavy duty too.
Yeah.
But this board's never been tampered with. Got the satellite card here, but it's very, close to Bally Midway's. I haven't put them side by side yet, but those files are going to be uploaded to MAME. Compliments of Sean.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Very cool.
Pretty neat when I first snatched that game up, and I didn't even know really what it was until I fired it up. But the monitor was out of adjustment, but I knew by the sounds of what it was.
I seen you walk around the corner. This is the first time I've been in this basement, so I'm exploring this with you guys. There's the Mega Race. Does your Mega Race work?
I'm changing the transformer out on it. Yes. Yep. Everything was working on it. And that was at Sean's house, and it got.
I actually have 2 new old stock kick plate artwork.
There you go.
But the problem is, it's a little tattered on the edges. I was debating on putting it on mine, but I was like, man, I don't want to screw it up if I'm.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Defender, elevator action, man. I loved elevator action, and I sold mine years ago, and I just don't want to spend the cash to get one.
It's very cool.
To get one again. Astro Blaster, play Astro Blaster.
Yeah, that's really cool too. That speech.
Absolutely.
I love this speech.
Yeah. You got a few Cinematronics sitting here.
Yeah, I've got more out there on the shelf.
GU8.
Oh yeah. I think I got like 13 or 14 GU8s.
Oh, is this the Vectrex you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yes, I brought a Transformer for you.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one got.
I was funny because I just made a video and I mentioned how the Transformer in Vectrex goes bad, and so I actually blew it up just for fun, and then like one day later, you mentioned how you have a blown Transformer on your Vectrex.
Yep, I had that thing working like a champ, and I recapped it, and then it died, and so I measured the transformer, and sure enough, nothing was coming out of it. So, yep, I got a Gorf cocktail there.
Oh yeah, Gorf.
I've just got a huge cluttered mess, going on.
Donkey Kong board sitting.
Yep, I'm working on Donkey Kong. I got projects everywhere. All my original slot cars from AFX and Tyco. And then vintage Star Wars figures. I've got every action
Oh,
figure.
that's kind of cool.
Yep. Had to blow that up, and
I could actually use something like that on my wall. Like, that's actually an idea. And it doesn't look bad either.
no, it came out real clear.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's good reference instead of looking at things like on a TV monitor. And Millipede works. It's real clean.
My Millipede is now in Europe somewhere. I sold it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool game. I prefer that over Centipede. Something about the extra difficulty.
I don't know. I kind of like Centipede better. My wife likes the art on Millipede better than Centipede. That's the only reason we had a Millipede, because my wife loved the artwork.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was kind of into Centipede. Was my very first arcade machine. I had a Centipede cocktail.
All right. I have also buried back here. I think you skipped over a couple games.
Oh, I looked them over.
Oh, did you?
Yep.
That's not a Defender over there. It's actually a Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, is it?
That is the very first arcade machine I ever purchased.
Okay.
Yep. I bought that game for $150. I need to get a Ghosts and Goblins marquee, and it's the very first machine ever I owned. And here's something you don't see too often: is the Atari Steeplechase.
Yes, I know.
And that works.
Would you ever want to sell that Asteroids Deluxe?
Possibly.
Possibly. I know I'm putting you on the spot. I don't need to put you on the spot.
On camera and everything. Man.
Yeah, on camera and all.
Well, like the old saying goes, everybody's got a price.
Everybody. But yeah, I don't know if you guys realize or noticed this, but that has the alternate marquee. That was the first, I believe, the first marquee for Asteroids Deluxe.
I think there was
Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Wasn't there?
I think this is the different one.
Okay. But the gentleman I bought that from, he said his aunt purchased that game and Mini Omega Race. And they were always in their house.
Would you mind if I just look at the serial number on this? I'm just curious.
Yeah, we can dig that.
All right, I'm going to turn the camera off. I just want to see the serial number.
Yeah,
Okay, we have the machine turned around, and you know what? This is a dead giveaway. See the texture on the top of the machine? It's an Irish machine. All the Irish machines had that. They would silk screen over this. And check it out. Ireland. And it doesn't have a low serial number. I just noticed it was different, and I was like, man, who knows what that is? So, you know, I guess, you know, it's an Irish one. Still pretty cool. I kind of want an Irish one next to my standard one, just because I like all the different.
oh yeah.
Like, for example, here, let me move this out of the way. For example, your Asteroids over here. You see how it has the yellow silkscreen? The earlier bezels have the yellow silkscreen right here, and then the later bezels have the white silkscreen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I like all those little differences.
Sure.
And since I'm kind of a nerd and I want to keep collecting all these goofy things, like, man, if I had the room, I'd have like every variant of whatever I could find.
Oh yeah.
You know, for example, like Asteroids here, they made another variant called made by a company called Sonic, and they changed the artwork around a little bit. And there's a different variant of the Asteroid side art that had white around the edges, you know. But I mean,
I know what one of those is. Too.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of want one of those too. I want everything, I guess.
Oh yeah. I mean,
But-
don't we all?
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, there's some solid differences, and then also too on Tempest there was different versions of side art.
Yes,
as
you're
well.
right. Different side art on Tempest.
Wasn't there some with a red band across?
Well,
the
I know
edge?
some of the Tempest side art had a band going this way,
Okay.
and some of them did not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like, you know, how some Centipedes had an additional color on the side art, and some did not.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, that one works perfect, and I got all the monitor upgrades on it and so forth, and knock on wood, no problems yet. So
Cool.
It's got a beautiful, crisp picture too. It's tight, and it's one of my favorite games there. And Space Fury's the #1 favorite game ever. That there is just so cool. You know, that speech and
Absolutely.
It's an interesting story.
Well, okay, go ahead. What's your story?
I bought this game, and I was looking for one, and I had to put the word out, and a guy I know found one. And he says, well, I know someone up in Bay City, Michigan who has one. Fine, great. So anyway, I go up there, I pick it up, and I'm like just giddy, and it can be, and I picked it up, and then he threw me some bunch of parts because he said he had one of these fall off the back of his truck years ago and just smashed the bits in the road. But I remember as a kid playing at the arcade here in Flint, and I go there one weekend, Space Fury's gone. So I asked the attendant, hey, where's Space Fury go? Well, we sent that to the arcade in Bay City. I'm like, oh man, great. And so I never saw the game until I was like 25.
So is this the same Space Fury?
As I talked to the gentleman I bought this from, he says, yeah, I picked this up from the Aladdin's Castle arcade in Bay City years ago. And instant memory came back. And I know he wasn't lying, because on the side of their machines, they always had an ID tag.
Yeah.
That was like finishing nailed in.
Yeah.
And that cabinet does have those 2 holes where that tag was back in the day. So I'm wondering if that is the same darn machine I played as a teenager. And
Very
now
cool.
it's in my collection. So yeah, I could pretty much say, yeah, it's because there wasn't that many of those around. I'd only seen one. And
Well, Space Fury is the one game that got me obsessed with vectors.
so
My first vector, everyone's first vector was probably Asteroids. But I remember a time when you could go to an arcade auction and have $100 in your pocket and pick up anything you want in the auction. Anything. And I seen that, the guy, and it went for one of these, and it sold for like $900 or something. And I'm like, what? Why would this ever go for so much? These guys are crazy. And I always was chasing Space Fury for so many years, because I always thought it was unattainable, because I'm not rich. I mean, I only have like $100 or so at a time, and not you know. And so, anyways, I finally got my Space Fury.
Yeah, it's so cool. And you got it from Todd Tucky.
Yes, I did.
I saw that video, and yeah, that's really cool. And that's probably one of the best vector games ever, I think. Just the speech alone is just so cool, you know. And they're way ahead of their time, I think, for the technology to sound as clear as it does.
I was debating on messing with the audio with the sounds for the Sega Vectors. The phonemes and the code for them are actually documented, so you can actually change what they say if you really wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be really cool. Yeah, you could have like a custom intro, like when the game, fires up, and
Sure.
or just different things throughout the gameplay. Absolutely. But yeah, I got a little bit of a.
I'm going to switch cameras here.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm going to. We'll do this on. All right.
There we go.
Well, thank you.
Pleasure having
Thank you for selling me that beautiful machine, and thanks for showing everybody your junk down here.
Oh yeah, there's lots of crap down here. That's for sure.
All right, we got it home. Well, it's in pretty rough shape, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute. But it looks like, you see the discoloration from like here on down. Looks like this is water damaged from here on down, all around, even inside. See the swollen wood? So this is what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to leave the inside wood alone, but I'm either going to cut out and put in new wood around a foot all across the entire bottom, or when I lay it down and then get a close look at it, I may decide to fill the whole thing with resin and Bondo. I don't know yet. The front's definitely shot. I don't know if you can see that in camera, but I don't know, it's kind of warped in the front. We'll see though. We will see. I did pick up this a while back. I forget who I got this from. This is one of those reproduction panels. That is going to look wonderful in comparison to this. Beautiful. So that part's done. That's cool. Sort of, maybe. But yeah. So and this was laying in the cabinet. This is the monitor board to this monitor. Now this takes a 23-inch black and white screen, and who knows the condition. It's been taken apart, so I don't know what's going on with it yet. The transformer block on the bottom is heavily water damaged and like caked with mud, so we may have to clean that up. Now I believe this is the same exact transformer assembly as Starship One, Drag Race, and many other early Ataris. And if any of you happen to have a nice, unrotten transformer assembly, I'd gladly trade you some parts or something for it. Okay, so here's another look at these tags in the back. So anyways, I guess let's lay this sucker on its side and let's see how bad it looks. As of right now, we took out this monitor and Kelly is removing the harness. We're going to nearly completely gut this cabinet because I may decide to cut through this wood and replace the bottom section, and I don't want harness being there. Plus this harness is so filthy, I'm going to need to go over it and possibly wash it.
Make sure it's not
Make sure it's not chewed up with rats or anything, and make sure all the connections are good, and so on. Plus the power brick. Here's the power brick. As you can see, it is really crusty. This is going to need to be gone over, and hopefully the EI cores in this transformer haven't swollen too much, because if they have, then it could have stripped some insulation off in internal windings or broken something. Odds are this transformer is still good. It's just hideous, and I'm definitely going to need to go over all these connections and things like that. And I may even decide to replace this here with a full wave. But, yeah, that's what that looks like. Yep. That was easy.
That's pretty bad.
Wow. Amazing how light that feels. I'm not made of money, and I already have this type of wood, so that's what we're going to replace it with. Thank you. Okay, now originally these side pieces here were only 2 inches tall, but since I have some nasty rotten sides, I made these sides 7 inches tall. And you know, I know it's not original, but I want to save the original cut of the cabinet, and this is about the only best way I could think. So yeah, and also I'm going to add some supports that weren't supposed to be there. Right on the inside here. My crappy glue work. Okay, so I'm going to stick these in. And these weren't supposed to be there at all, but oops, I'm putting them there just to increase the strength of the cabinet some. This thing jammed? It jammed. Somehow it just jammed. Must have something stuck in there. I'm an idiot. You have to press it down to counteract the safety. Now staples aren't coming out. Come on now. It work?
Really good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it worked. It's hard to get in there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But you guys get the idea. Kelly is tracing out the original coin door coin box, and I'm just going to cut it out. This is pretty rotten. It's swollen to about 1 inch thick. It's supposed to be 3/4. And figure, what the hell? We already screwed it up by putting a new bottom in. We might as well put a new coin box in too. Good enough. Here, Kelly, get your side there.
Yep.
Okay, as you can see, this is just termites holding hands down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here where the wood starts to get strong. I'm going to cut it clear across, put a whole new piece of wood from here on down. Okay, so as you can see, we have the back door in, and this is the piece that's going to go in the bottom and the front here. But before we put that on, we're going to put this in. Now the back door will butt up against this piece, so we know the back door will continue to fit correctly. And this is at a 90 degree, this cut to this cut normally. So I got this leveled, so we know it's level. And so when I put the bottom piece in, that needs to be level also. And that should be a perfect 90 degree. Now we know we have to have the door fit. So that's the one point where, that way we know exactly how deep it's supposed to be. And we just move this till it fits. And I'm just going to put some wood glue here and, you know, put it together that way. And we did belt sand the inside to try to remove some of the swelling so it fits nice. I don't know. I'm no carpenter, but we'll see how this turns out. Okay, so we mounted it in there, and like I said before, I made these runners on the side 7 inches rather than the original 2 inches, just so I can get more screws in it, because this wood is a little soft on the sides. So I figured let's make it as strong as possible. And, oh, grab the back door. Here, put that back in. Check that out.
Jeez, yeah, I can get it in there, right?
You got it?
Yep.
That's a nice. So the back door actually fits still, which is a good sign. Still got to get the front. You see the front's cut out. But yeah, I guess that's it. No, hold on. Now the back door is in there.
Need them screws back.
Don't worry about it. Anyways, I guess that's about it. I mean, at some point we're gonna work on electronics and stuff, I gotta fix the monitor and all that. Check out the burn on that monitor. I think I'm gonna go with I'm gonna have to find a better 23-inch black and white monitor. I don't want that burn. But a tube, I should say. Anyways, I guess that is it for this video. Stay tuned for part 2. And if you like this kind of crap, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Have a good one, guys.